Hey gangsters, check it out. Got something old and something new. Something green and something less blue. The blues about this were all of the inhabitants here. This is my green Endler colony. They were in a 20-gallon tall tank elsewhere, like around the corner over there. That tank failed a few days ago when I was doing tank maintenance. I actually leaned against the glass while I was pouring. Let me see if I can find my. Nah, it's not over here. Whatever. So I have a 3-gallon jug that I often lean against the edge of the glass while I'm pouring water in. And on the 20-gallon, I started getting a leak down in this area on the front corner. And unfortunately, that just meant it was time to drain that tank, tear it down, find a home for its inhabitants. And this 15-gallon tank, which I received last week, I bought this from one of our Arkansas Planet Aquarium Club members, and along with some 10 gallons that she was getting rid of. Super glad, incredibly thankful for that. And I absolutely encourage trading, bartering, swapping, and purchasing from hobbyists. And it's just one way I'm, supporting that. Sorry for the orange reflection from my shirt. I just noticed that. Anyway, let's talk about this little tank. It has many of the plants that were in the 20-gallon, though not all. It's been very much replanted, and probably half of the plant material from that 20-gallon did not make it in here, but some of them did. And let's start with the stuff up top. Alternanthera phylloxetes. This is a native Arkansas plant commonly called alligator weed or alligator. And I think it's very cool. It definitely likes growing up immersed out of the water. The other plants that are growing up out of the water in here, right now there's just pothos. And that's cool. I think this is one pothos plant. And down here you can see pothos grows fine underwater, but it grows much better with its foliage up out of the water. It has a lot more access to carbon dioxide. Atmospheric CO2 is in much greater availability than water saturated CO2. It's a lot easier for these plants to get at. And from that, light is also more available to plants as they come up out of the water, not only because they're closer to the light source, but water blocks a ton of light. And I think for about every, I'll talk about statistics later, but depth of water you'll find it greatly diminishes light penetration ability. So let's talk about some of these other plants down in here. This is, let's see, a Bacopa Monieri, I believe. I have Bacopa Monieri and Bacopa caroliniana. I think this is Monieri. Back in the back, let's see, that's some parrot's feather. What else is in there? There's a lot of Hygrophila deformis in the back. I planted just a big row of these. And let's actually, I'm going to back up a bit and see if I can give you a view. So back in the back, quite a few Hygrophila deformis plants. These are fast growing, and that's a great thing. Toward the front, I believe this is a Myriophyllum green. I didn't know that I had this plant. Actually, there were several of them hiding in that other tank. And it looks like just behind it, there's an Anacharis plant, Eugeria densa. Let's see, I think that's what that is. And the water in this tank is a bit murky because it's a fresh planting. This sand was the live sand from the other tank, from the 20-gallon that failed. The soil below it is the soil that came out of that tank. And I'll give you a view of what's going on over there. We're going to have to walk past some of my... Oops! I just found my jug with my foot. Okay, so click a light on over here. This is the tank that had the leak. So I was leaning the water jug over here, It's sprung a leak down here where my little chevrons are. I have pulled most of the soil and sand out of this. Prior to doing that, the first thing I did was set two 10-gallon tanks next to it. I started siphoning water down from this tank into these others. One of them, I started putting all the Endlers that I could catch. There were probably 80 or 100 in there. The other, I put all of the plants that I didn't think I would be using. And down in here is lots and lots of Christmas moss, probably some Java moss also. There may be some flame moss, lots of more Hygrophila deformis, floaters, the stems that I didn't think I was going to use. This is probably a stem from, I don't know. It doesn't have any leavesies on it anymore. But yeah, that's what we got out of there. So from the 20-gallon tank, this is the foliage, all the plant matter that did not come. So yeah, tons and tons and tons still left over that I'll be able to kind of disperse. But that was the home for the Endlers. It was a sad day in Whoville. This is the part that's blue. But I'll be taking this tank outside. I'll rinse it out, wash it off, scrape off the old silicone, and probably remove this top rim. One of the failures, now I had tried to repair this in the past but didn't do a great job. There's a crack there, a crack over here. I think the people who gave me this tank a number of years ago had it sitting in a garage and they just had stuff they were tossing into it, and it was compromised. So I didn't fully rebuild it. I just scraped the silicone and resealed it, but not a good solution. So I'm going to actually be building a wooden rim for the top of this that will keep it from splaying outward at the corners. And that's probably all I have to tell you about for the moment. But thanks for watching. If you'd like to follow along with this project, give me a like or subscribe, share if you can, and we'll come back and view some more aquarium stuff. Catch you guys later.